Hello and welcome to my channel Physics for Students. My name is Shaunak and I warmly welcome you to today's special session on the Q&A where you have asked questions and I would like to answer them in the best possible fashion. Well, to start, the first question is coming from Irtaza Ashar. And he has written this from Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum sir, I did BS Physics with computer minor in my university course and got in love with data and computing, so I started working on part-time. Now I have done my PS on quantum computing, quantum neural network. I was in expectation I could do my MPhil in data science, but to my surprise I am unable to apply. What should I do? There is nothing I can do with physics and computers in Pakistan. I want to go either in quantum computing or Irtaza, right? Okay, Irtaza, the thing is that I really don't know about the current conditions of your country. I mean to say, what are the possible opportunities? But what I can tell you is that if you're finding it difficult with your current, I would say, qualification, then you can very well go with a PhD program in quantum computing. Now there are numerous other courses like edX and Coursera, etc., which provides further certifications in quantum computing and data structure, data modeling, neuro programming, etc. You can very well do with that. Another thing which I would like to tell, although when I started computer, it was with MS-DOS and Oracle many years back. But what I can tell you is that if you do have an inclination towards quantum computing, I would definitely tell you that why don't you go ahead with a career in computer programming, software programming, like R programming, Python, C++, Java. I mean to say, nowadays all those web-based programming are coming more frequently. So why don't you start with that? Because even if you are not getting something to apply and go for a job abroad, right, you can always do the computer programming, and I am sure that in your country, and you can apply for jobs otherwise also, there is a huge amount of I would say demand of computer programmer, computer data scientists, those who can analyze with data and so on, etc. I would say that why don't you try out for a PhD degree after doing your masters and get into what is called computer programming, get into data networking, get into data science, data mining, etc. Have a very good understanding of a computer database, I would say, for example Oracle or any server software. Go into web-based programming and thereby you can go ahead with that. Okay, coming to the next question, this is Vishnu. He is written, I am Vishnu, I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I am currently doing my BSc third year in physics from Utkal University. My question that I want to pursue my career in physics, specialized in astronomy, astrophysics and cosmology. So what can I do after BSc? Which IIT is the best for astronomy? Please guide me for further higher studies. Okay, so first to answer your question, Vishnu, is that if you want to do an MSc in astronomy and astrophysics, there is only one IIT which will provide that, and that is IIT Indore. As you know, in a few months back, there was a podcast where Professor Abhirup Datta, the head of the Department of Astronomy and Astrophysics, actually visited and made a podcast on that. So I recently had a talk after watching your question, is that IIT Indore very well provides astronomy and astrophysics masters. That is the only IIT in India which is providing that. You can very well go ahead with that. Now in case that you want to go ahead with other areas, I can suggest you that you can always try to become an astronomer if you want to do. If you have interest in astrophysics, you can always try with astrophysics. You can always go for a few other positions which is called a planetarium director. For example, there is a planetarium which provides astronomy or certain types of commercial uses. You can very well work there. There is also something which is called an observatory scientist, and I was talking to Professor Datta. Actually, he also suggested me that why don't you go for what is called an observatory scientist. Observatory scientist not necessarily means that you have to be a scientist, but you can observe, you can take data, you can analyze those data and provide it to the scientist. There is also something which is called a telescope engineering. Telescope engineering, in the sense you have seen that there was a podcast which was missed from Spain. The name of the professor was called, I remember, Julia Campa. Yeah. Professor Julia Campa, and she was working with what is called precision astronomy. That means how precisely you can take photographs of outer spaces, etc. That you can do. You can also look into something called a data analysis. Now, data analysis, Vishnu, what I would like to tell is that it is not always data means machine learning, all those things. Data can be anything. It can be observatory data, it can be science related data, it can be geophysics data, but anything that you are very good in handling data. As I have been telling with a few of my videos in general interview questions, that you necessarily not need to be always a computer buff or a very good scientist or a high-end mathematician. You can always occupy the position of an administrator. And remember, an administrator gets a better salary. I know very well this industry because of my current profession. They get a better salary, they have higher responsibilities, etc. So you can do BSc and then an MSc with a specialization in astronomy and astrophysics, then approach IIT Indore. After that, you can go for observatory scientist, collecting data, analyzing the data, and taking up in a administrative position. The next question is from somebody called Vitastro. He is asking, sir, my name is Suraj from Patna, Bihar. I am currently in class 10 and also have a channel where I teach physics. I want to know a full plan for general theory of relativities. I am very confused where to start. First of all, I would like to congratulate Suraj that you do have a channel at class 10. Well, the more you are teaching, that means you are learning better. Now, in order to tell you that how will you start in order to learn general theory of relativity, I have many videos. Very recently, I have made a complete playlist of 6 videos on how to learn general theory of relativity. If you are in class 10, I would say that you need to hold on for a few more years until you get into calculus, differential calculus, little bit of linear algebra, all those things. Because if you start now learning general relativity, you can do, but it won't be a very solid understanding. You will learn from blogs, videos, etc., and you will get confused. Don't take me wrong. So there is one way of learning which is very intuitive learning, that gravity bends space-time, etc., etc. There are black holes, all those things. So you can learn those things. I mean to say, there are numerous videos in YouTube, websites, etc. But when you are asking me, I would definitely like to give you a very strong understanding. So for that, I would say that wait for a few years, get a very good holding of the basic calculus, differential, PDEs, etc. and then you can start with the mathematics part. For that, I would like to guide you that you can go to my playlist. There are 5 very good, well-constructed videos, step by step, how to learn general relativity. First of all, what are the mathematics that you need to know? Second, in order to know the mathematics, what is the understanding? Third is that what are the books that you need to do? So once you know the books, once you know the mathematics, once you know a basic maturity of mathematics, you can go ahead. I wish you all the best. First of all, good that you have got a channel. Please do teach, and teaching is the best profession. Second thing is that in order to know general theory of relativity more, you need to have a little bit more understanding of mathematics, which I don't know whether you have it in class 10. So wait for 2-3 years more. When you get a mathematical, you have my WhatsApp and my email ID, you can contact for that. The next question is from Sandipan. I am Sandipan. I am from Jharkhand, West Bengal. I am currently doing my MSc Physics from IIT KGP. I want to ask, according to you, what is the best way to deeply learn a new concept, and also how to be less distracted by phones, email, WhatsApp and other tools which are necessary but very addicting. Sandipan, this is a very pertinent question. As I always tell, that it is not necessarily that everybody should listen to their own question, but this is a very important question. I think I have already made a video on how to make a critical thinking and how to concentrate on mathematics. So first of all, in order to learn a very new or any concept very deeply, I am very sorry to say this is on YouTube, that right now, considering the current generation in 2024, or maybe 5, 6, 7 or 8 years, if I go trace back, the basic thing which I see which is lacking in the current generation of students, boys and girls, is lack of concentration. So when you are learning a new concept, you have to absolutely clear your mind. There is a Zen story which is called an empty cup, that you need to empty your cup. There should be no water, and when you stand or sit in front of the Guru, then the Guru will pour up new water and the cup will get filled up with the new knowledge. So the first thing what you have asked, that what is the best way to deeply learn a new concept, is that concentration. The second thing is that getting a good guru, that means getting a good professor or a good mentor is very important, because from my life also I have learned that it is not always that you can learn things at your own. You need to validate, cross-validate, check, so that you can learn from a proper mentor, get hold of a good professor, good guru. Now you might ask that how will I learn that is a good professor, or whether any intentions on that. This will come through time, but you need somebody whom you can actually talk and mentor, or even if you can argue into. Third thing is that do not waste time in collecting resources. Rather than get hold of a good resource through your websites. I also make videos, and start learning. Do not search that when will my ideal book, when will the right resource will come. It is never going to come to you. I can tell you, Sandeepan. So it is something that you need to get hold of, that you have to start with that. And once you start, you will be getting stuck, you will face problems, complexities, then slowly start building. And at the end of the day, maybe after 15-20 days, you will see that you have understood. So human understanding, human brain is a assimilative method. You cannot learn everything and then construct an idea. It will come and go, break and again make, break and again make. In this way, slowly a kind of a concept will emerge. Believe me, I will be very honest, at this age of mine, with my expertise also, sometimes when I see certain proofs in real analysis of general relativity, I also get stuck. So that means what? Is it that I don't know, I have no knowledge? No, it is a new level of understanding. It is a new way of looking at problems. This is one. Coming to the second question, which is not only important for you, but for the entire generation, is that if you think that, oh, I don't have a phone right now. If you do have a phone, okay, and you're keeping it on the table and you're writing, no, you cannot do that. Study in psychology and neural network has revealed, even if you're keeping the phone on your table, even if you're not watching your email, WhatsApp or Instagram reels or anything, still you're unable to concentrate, because you are indirectly connected to the phone. Now you may say, let me turn it upside down. No, still it is not happening. Still you are being connected. Still there is a ringing in your mind that what might happen, what is the message, what is happening. So what is the solution? The solution is that you have to totally put off the phone from your room where you are doing and concentrate for 2 hours. And that is what I also do. Believe me, when I'm doing my research, when I'm writing a script for my videos, etc., I keep my phone at my wife's room. I keep the phone totally away, because I know the phone is going to create a distraction. So if you think that the phone is silent, no, it is wrong. If you think that, yes, you can switch off the phone and keep it over here. That is the only way. Otherwise, keeping it silent, not watching, putting it upside down is not done. You have to put the phone totally physically away from your radiation and then do the mathematics. That is the only way. This is the biggest distraction in today's generation. You are programmed in such a way that in 5 minutes or 6 minutes times you have to check the phone. It seems that you are living in a lonely island. If what will happen, you will die if you don't see the phone. That is the biggest problem which is there. So distraction can be avoided physically away from the radiation of the phone, and concentrating hard, getting a good guru, getting a good mentor, concentrating website, and think in a positive manner. The next question is from Shrish Pandey. I am doing MSc Mathematics. My question is there any some direct connection between abstract algebra and physics? If yes, please then. Obviously, Shrish, there is a huge amount of connection between abstract algebra and physics. Abstract algebra is just a tool. Physics is what is happening around. So we are using the tool to do. So for example, symmetries in physics, we study with the use of abstract algebra. Representation of group, what we call representation theory, that is also done through abstract algebra. Algebraic structure, quantum mechanics, I remember some part of crystallography, etc. all are being studied through abstract algebra. Any point of our study, when doing with physics, we find something which will require theory, the SU2 representation, spins, etc. all are being done through abstract algebra. It has got a huge direct connection with physics. Yes, provided what is the problem that we are encountering. Okay, next question comes from Sumer Saini. He asked that, hi sir, I want to know how can we convert natural laws in mathematical expression? What is the psychology behind that? How can we express in mathematical form that we are thinking? I mean to say, what is the root behind it? A very good question from Sumer Saini. Is an MSc in physics. See, but first of all is when you're trying to say what is the root cause, what is the root reason, the basic root reason I would say is basically pattern recognition. If you see right from the time when human beings were working with caves, what were we doing? We did not know how to read and write, but we are actually recognizing certain patterns in the nature: rainfall, thunder, storm, human beings, animals, all those things. These are patterns. So point number one would be the root cause. It's a very good question. I would say the root cause of recognizing any kind of a mathematical, you have asked for the mathematical problem. Yeah, mathematical expression is basically pattern recognition. So if you recognize pattern, now you see that when I was talking about the Dirac equation, etc., just watching a very big equation in quantum field theory, etc., you come to know, okay, this part is special relativity, this part is quantum mechanics, this fields the stocks of the Hamiltonian, this is the Lagrangian. So what is that? That is what is called the pattern. You recognize the pattern of the equation, then you understand. Second thing is that the more and more you can think abstract. Abstraction is a very important part that will be there. The third thing I would say is the deductive reasoning. You need to have a very good deductive reasoning. That is the root cause. That we human beings, if they don't have a deductive or an inductive reasoning, won't be able to do that. Third would be the cognition ability, the cognitive flexibility, that how can you think, whether it is abstract or concrete. That means the flexibility in terms of that. And finally, I would say hypothesis testing. Recognition of patterns, equations, things around nature, how things are, that is the most important thing. Abstraction, more you think abstractly. Cognitive ability, inductive and deductive reasoning. And finally, I would say that whether you have a very good hypothesis, you can test that hypothesis and you can finally put it to the thing. So the basic root reason of our success as well as failure, Mr. Sumer Saini, is that we are unable to recognize the pattern. It is that pattern does not mean equation. I'm not talking of equation. Even if they see the clouds, the birds chirping, the people walking, everything has got a pattern. These patterns are being studied in equations and then it is formulated into this equals to this. So we need to recognize pattern, and that is why if you see my video on critical thinking, I have showed that the young boys and girls, they really don't know how to recognize a pattern. So recognition of pattern, abstract thinking, logical reasoning, inductive and deductive, these are the basic reasons. And for any big grand success, either in physics, in psychology, in mathematics or whatsoever, you will see these are the basic root reasons, and these are the reasons which people take up, and that is why they are successful. Next question comes from Shankojit Singh Roy. I know him. Sir, my question is, I am currently in class 12 and after my 12 I want to study in Bachelor's of Electronics Engineering. But my passion is quantum mechanics. So what is better, bachelor's in electronic engineering then master's in quantum electronics, or quantum engineering or bachelor's that in master in physics? Sir, please answer me. I will study Europe from the next year. What is the better option? So Shankajit, I think whichever way you can take it up. But I would suggest you that it is better that you take up the second option, that is masters in quantum quantum mechanics, and quantum electrodynamics and etc. will come much later, but you can take up quantum mechanics as a kind of a specialization and then you can take it. So either way you can take it up, it doesn't matter as long as you study hard, and all the best for your journey in Europe. The next question comes from Felipe Gasper from Brazil, and he is asking, is there any chance to learn well some fraction of theoretical physics of math by auto-schooling? I mean studying alone advanced subjects, how? Well, Philip, this is a very good and a very pertinent question. All of us actually do a lot of auto-schooling or studying on your own. Now, I would say there are certain very basic ground rules that you need to follow when you are doing a self-study. I also do a lot of self-study these days after completing my usual examination and my usual studies. So when you're doing a kind of a self-study, theoretical physics is a very good background. Again, do check with any guru or your mentor that your study and your learning is good, whether you are going in the right direction. I've seen for many years people go and then they say, oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. That is a wastage of time. That should not happen. The second thing that you need to check is that get hold of a very good book, get hold of a very good resource, and as a whole, I mean to say that it's very good that you are doing I would say your self-learning. Self-learning I would consider as one of the best learning process. There is no problem on that, but only question is that what will happen when you get stuck. So you need a professor, you need a forum where you can discuss, etc. You can ask me questions, whatever the way best I can that I would like to answer. But I mean to say, it can happen at any point of time. You do have to do self-study. For that you have to concentrate on multiple books. Might be you have to concentrate on multiple books, consult multiple notes, etc. So go for authentic website like arxiv.org. Don't go for popular website. Get hold of a good book. See, when you are selecting the book, what is their assumption, what do the author assume, do you know that mathematics? If not, then that book is not for you. Go for other books, check on those things. You can go for my video which is called what are the ways in which you can select a book. I think there's a very pertinent video you should watch, because that would give you an idea that what are the things, checklist 1, 2, 3 you need to check before you jump into theoretical physics, because you have to depend on book, you have to depend on online resources, but how authentic they are, where to find and how to check. These are the important things. Then you can study theoretical physics at your own. As it said, there is no problem. The next question is coming from Thomas. I am really passionate about theoretical physics and really want to pursue in physics degree. However, to do so, I would have to move to a city at the other side of my country. Everything I ever knew is here on my hometown. Do you think it is worth to leave all behind or pursue a dream? Sorry, a weird question. No, Thomas, I would say this is absolutely not a kind of a weird question. This is a question which is asked to me also when people wants to leave for universities in Germany, France, etc. because they might find that what will I do, because everything is my hometown. The first thing that you have to consider that what is the viability of going outside your hometown. Now, if it is, for example, a Cambridge, Oxford or a Göttingen University, we all understand it is worth going. But if you're going for A minus or a B plus kind of a university, then you should take it into mind that what is the thing which comes, Thomas, is the finance. Can you afford that finance? Even if you can afford that finance, what is the outcome? Is it that taking that finance, working at home or getting into colleges or working over here? You have asked that you want to I would know to move to a city other than my country. Okay, so to study theoretical physics, is it worth it or not? Because some people are very homesick. They feel wherever they go, that hometown is the best place where I would have been. So in that case, if you have a homesickness, then you won't do good in foreign countries. So keep it in mind that the conditions, the weather, the people, the HR issues, I mean the HR issues of the university, how people are taking you, whether there is a racism or not, all these things should be considered. Also, you need to consider the finance part, the viability factor. Also, most importantly is that when you are going to that place, what is the worth it? If that certificate is something which is out of the blue, great certificate, for example, what I told, Göttingen or University of Oxford, etc., then it is worth it. If it is not so, again, as I told, A plus, B plus or B minus category, I think that you should reconsider that. If you are homesick, if you are feeling, remember, whatever you feel, that is most important. If you feel good at hometown, if you feel that you are better with your people, with your parents, with your loved ones at your hometown, then you should go. Whatever the big the university, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is your study, your cognition, your understanding, and how you feel good within your heart. So you are at a faraway place in a great university, at every point of time you are being bullied, or you are feeling at home, or the people around are no good, then it carries no sense. I always tell that, you know, Hollywood or all those things looks great, but when you land up there, oh my goodness, this is not the place for me. So if you feel that viability factor in terms of finance, in terms of the certificate, what jobs are there after getting that certificate, what will you get in the theoretical physics, what are the people that are around there, who are the mentors who would be mentoring you, what is their psychology, all these things should be measured. So I call it a reverse engineering, Thomas. So you first have to, to check on those parts, whether these parts are something which are suiting with you. If they're suiting with you, then you should go. And also on the balance sheet, left and right hand side, on the left hand side, you can find out that these are the things, if I don't go, I am getting this, and then do a proper balancing. If I am going, I will lose those things. If I am not going, I will lose, I will get those things. So what is the factor? At the end of the day, I will tell you that the peace of mind is the biggest factor. Money, recognition, certificates all matter, but at my age I think that I have understood peace of mind is the greatest factor, and with immense peace of mind you can do a lot of good noble jobs. So that would be my advice. So that's all for today's question answer session. I think you have liked it. I am trying to get in a very good professor who would be equally interested in answering all these question answer session, and let me see if I can make a recorded video or a live session. But yes, I really like the way you people responded. So if you have been satisfied with this kind of a question answer session, do let me know in the comment box, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel Physics for Students and hit on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon and click on all to get all the notification from Physics for Students. There are podcasts which are coming up, which are scheduled, and if you want more such Q&A session, maybe at an interval of 10 or 15 days, do let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video.